Hi YouTube. So here's a little video for today's little project. Let me clean out of my screen. As you'll notice, I'm probably not gonna edit any of my videos, for one, because I don't really know how to, and then two, just because I'm not really into that shit. So anyway, here's today's little project. I'm gonna put the dog's blanket back in the ground with its spikes. And I put my chair next to it and decided that I wanted a little table. And while I was doing so, my chair blew over. So I made these little spikes to put into my chair, and my drill was in the house. So I ended up remembering that I had an old school crank drill in the garage that normally I just use for sockets. Because I actually have one of them that's made for sockets. It's a 1/4 inch on the end, I believe, or no, 1/2 inch. It takes 1/2 inch sockets, and that's what it's made for. Then the other one is an actual drill. But anyway, so that's what I used, and the ones in the front I made out of an old motherfucker. That's the third cup of coffee I knocked over today. I made those out of an old car antenna, and I bent them into a upside down U shape, I guess. Like a croquet thing kind of shape. That way they go back into the ground so nothing gets caught on the back ones. Not really long enough to catch anything on. So anyway, I put these two pavers here with this brick across the top. They used to be part of my outdoor fireplace, but as you can see, it's all sitting in a stack right now because the metal cabinet rotted out, and I have yet to make a new one. But I do plan on doing that at some point. I think I might just use a small metal trash can, wanted like a round one, and make my cabinet out of that. I have a metal stack for it that's in the garage too, but more on that later anyway. So I drilled this out and then realized that the anchors that I was going to put in there, they just barely make it through the top, but I can put them in the bottom piece, and the nails stick up through these holes on the top, as you can see right there. Now, my other option, that's kind of cool, because then I can fucking take it down and move it without it all being one piece. Now, my other option would be that I take these and set those all the way through it, which again, I don't have to fasten them into that bottom block. I could just have them dropped through there, which will keep it from moving around if you knock into it, but it'll also be movable. So that's what I think I'm going to do. And then on the bottoms, I'm going to take these, I'm going to drill 2 holes into the bottom of each one, and then set these up inside there, hammer it just enough that these open up, because my drill bit's like this exact size, just enough that the end flares so that they don't pull out, and then I can use these to like kind of dig into the soil. They'll be whatever that is, 2 inches, I think, probably 2 inches sticking out as ground spikes. So that's going to be that. I'll show an update in a second if this doesn't cut me off. Alright, so I got that one drilled out now, so these will fit in it nicely. So I'll just have to put them through the top of that and then down into these. I'll unpause it in a second and show that update. Alright, so there's that update there. Got it put together. So now I'm just going to drill the ones in the bottom to spike it in the ground. Alright, here we go. And now, just as with sawing into wood or metal or drilling, you want to put minimal pressure on your drill or on your saw, because A, you don't want to wear anything out. So the least amount of pressure, the better. Let the tool do the work, whether it's the drill or the saw, and then clean your area, especially when you're drilling, whether it's wood, metal, concrete especially. When you drill down, you start seeing it pile up on top. Leave your drill bit in there and sweep it off. That way it doesn't go back in the hole. And every now and then pull up and let it clear the hole. And clear it away, or else you're just going to be grinding around that same shit. So now I can't get these down any further because they're kind of at a wedge. So what I'm going to do is put the pair of pliers on there and then tap the pliers. I don't know if I can get them on here at the same time. I suppose I can. And that way I'm not opening up the anchor prematurely. Get that one all the way down flush. That one all the way down flush. Alright, now I can, which I probably don't even need to because I had to hit them down anyway. But now I can flare the anchors out and now it'll stay. So now I can stick it into the ground right over where my two little divots are. See how well this works. This works pretty good as well. So, take this out. Place. Kind of figured that was going to happen anyway. Well, we lost a corner of it. If you didn't see it, now you do. I got some construction adhesive. I'll just stick that back on, construction adhesive. This was just kind of a winging it project anyway, just for the funk of it. So, not a big deal. If I was doing this at somebody's house or something, I would have been definitely much more careful with that. The thing is, the top of these bolts, they're the type of bolts that have that, not even sure what it's called, that piece on the top there. So what that does is when you drill the hole for the threads into wood, you hammer this in, that grips it, that like keeps it in place. So when you tighten the nut, the bolt's not just spinning on you, same as when you go to take it out. Or if you're putting them into metal, usually there'd be a square cut hole that would sit inside of, like on a bicycle seat post. So I didn't, obviously I didn't countersink those pieces, which I probably could have, and avoided that little chip right there. But again, not a big deal because this was just a for the hell of it project. But as is, looks pretty good. Will serve its purpose. I'll be able to sit near the dog and not be knocking over endless cups of fucking coffee. Alright, whatever kind of day you want to.